fighter in the same round.
We start round number 3. Will Terrance Wilson in the blue make it to the end of the round? Dan Mack knocking Wilson down twice in round number 2. And Mack just dominated that round.
Well, Terrance Wilson's as game as they come. Most guys would not have gotten up from the first knockdown.
Wilson, an outstanding athlete, was an all-district basketball player at Ball High School, and he high jumped 6'10". Ball in high school in Galveston, Texas.
Well, I'll bet this is the first time he ever got slam dunked. And there you see Dangerous Dan working the body. He does that pretty well.
And Wilson, he's just looking at Mack's left hand, and he's just waiting for it to land. You can see it out of the corner of his right eye. He's just watching that left.
Well, he is also trying to counter that left to the right hand. He did it once earlier in the round, but right now, you got to figure he doesn't have too much left on it. You see that right to the body again.
And down goes Wilson as he tried to hold on.
He just has no legs under him at all. Actually, they waved off the knockdown.
Referee Barry Yates waved it off. You see Mack just sizing up that body.
He is really pounding.
Oh, there's a right hand.
And that's a knockdown. Number 3.
And referee Barry Yates lets it continue. There's another left by Mack.
Well, you know what? Wilson just countered with a heck of a right hand. He is game, I'll tell you.
Wilson went down twice in round 2 and once here in round 3.
He's still trying to land that bomb, maybe turn the fight around.
And Mack just continues to wail away. And Wilson
he's
pummeled again.
Labored.
And referee Barry Yates is waving it off.
Really, he's got to save Wilson.
Now, what's
himself.
he doing? At first, he waved his arm.
It appeared that he waved the fight off. Because this guy is going to try and get up and continue.
Nope, that's it.
It's over.
It is stopped in round number 3. Dangerous Dan Mack with a barrage of punches.
It's a good puncher.
Yeah, and he showed lots of patience for a fighter only in his second pro fight. Terrance Wilson, one thing you can say about him, he is tough.
He showed a lot of guts. If they didn't wave that fight off, I guarantee he would have tried to go back in after him.
Dangerous Dan Mack, 23 years old, from Houston, Texas. His second win, his second knockout. 2-0 as a pro. He puts away Terrance Wilson in round number 3. Lots of poise on Dan Mack. Here is the first knockdown.
This was set up with that right to the body, left hook to the head. That's what he was doing over and over again. That was the first knockdown in this round. This actually is a rope knockdown. Nothing holding up Terrance Wilson but the bottom rope.
And here is the end of the fight. And relentless pressure from Dan Mack.
And you can see he's moving in for the kill here. No legs at all under Terrance Wilson.
And down went Terrance Wilson. It had been the 4th time he was knocked down in the fight. 2nd time in round 3. He had been knocked down twice in round number 2. Dan Mack, with a very impressive effort, showed lots of poise for a young fighter, Wally. You know, sometimes you'll see a young fighter just flailing away, and he took his time. He measured the body of Wilson and went to the head.
Stayed under control every step of the way, and that was really what won him the fight, because Wilson was trying to counter him.
All right, for the official time of the stoppage, here's our ring announcer, Gordon Wood.
The time, 2 minutes, 34 seconds of round 3. Referee Barry Yates stops this contest. The winner for a second consecutive knockout in his many pro bouts, ladies and gentlemen, Dangerous Danny Mack.
Well, you have to like what you saw in Dangerous Dan Mack.
A good puncher for his weight class and for his size. You know, I'd like to see him get down to like 168. I think he'd be in rock hard shape. Might give those guys a little bit of a surprise in that class.
All right, we've seen 2 knockouts here in Pasadena, Texas. Can Reggie Miller make his 3 knockouts? He'll be fighting in our main event. He'll be taking on Ron Tequila Collins. That's our main event. Up next here on Sports Channel America's Pro Boxing Tour.